back in January of this year, about 11 months ago, I was inside CNN headquarters there in New York City, and there was evidence of rot, decay, demoralization, and collapse everywhere. And I came on air and I said, CNN, as it has been known, is imploding, is collapsing. You notice now they're announcing they're basically going to paid programming with paid fake infomercial news that is fully funded by product placement. And no one will tell you, it's in the fine print, it was in the news yesterday and last week, that CNN, you can just type in CNN going to product placement news, and you'll get mainline trade publications where it's going to be like infomercials and Discovery Channel and History Channel wrapped in with corporately sponsored fake news. ABC, NBC, CBS, the London Guardian, which is actually a very journalistic outfit in many respects, they have underwritten on articles, about a third of them, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, that Warren Buffett's involved in. So already the messages literally off the teleprompter are paid for by IBM, by Microsoft, by Apple, by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, total social engineering. But because no one's watching it anymore, Obama is now saying, I'm not even going to have press conferences, really, or if I do, we're not going to have press pool there, and you can't ask questions. We'll have basically government employees ask questions, just as FEMA got caught doing 10 years ago, and again last year. Fake reporters, ladies and gentlemen. They've come out really about 5 years ago, but they declassified it last year. Most of the news you already see, I want to give you a little inside scoop, is written by think tanks, then passed through the CIA, and then put through computer programs that put fake reporter nom de plume pen names on them, and then they re-scramble it so that bots and systems can't tell that it's plagiarized. So there it is. CNN's Jeff Zucker reveals plans to change from news network into place with attitude. That's how the Democratic Front Group puts it. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is what they're doing. And this was all planned. They're getting rid of journalism entirely. First, they bought off journalism, corrupted it. Now they're getting rid of it entirely. When it's too late, and the CNN and MSNBC authoritarian traders are literally freaking out as they get their pay cut or they get their pink slips. And then they're going to come in with the fairness doctrine on talk radio. That's being announced. And they're going to come in and using fake copyright rules and taxes and shut down the real media. So the war is on. It's an info war. It's happening right now, and they're coming after us behind the scenes across the board. That's why you'll see Patriot meetings on C-SPAN or whatever, and they'll at the end say, and whatever you do, don't listen to Jones, he's disinfo, with no proof. And you'll turn on MSNBC, and they'll say, deeply racist, behind terror bombings. People say, why haven't they killed me yet? Mancow was asking me that this morning. Well, they're killing my name. They are literally calling me a racist and a terrorist with no evidence. They're having operatives in different liberty movement organizations, which I expect. It doesn't hurt me. I'm ready to die for this, folks. I mean, I know it's in the cards big time. They might just set me up or kill me. I don't lose when that happens. I did this willfully. I want that on record. You will not take my victory from me one way or the other. It's on record. I know the course I've steered. Into the flak storm, over the target, on purpose. The enemy's attacks are my guiding light, my North Star. I go into the dragon's fire. I go into the fiery furnace. I go into the lion's den willfully, consciously, because it's the only course out of this system. I don't do it because I want to. I do it because I have to, because I know there is no other course but in, through, and beyond. I just want to point that out because I don't even monitor it, but it's just flooding out. All the operatives are decloaking, opening fire. And it's going to get much, much worse, ladies and gentlemen, because we have the zeitgeist by the will of God. We have people awakening to the truth. We know the enemy program. We've not been lazy. We've studied it. And now everyone's seeing it manifest exactly as we told you it would manifest. And so now the real attack upon everyone, it's going to be attacks on Infowars.com. It's going to be attacks on places like WorldNetDaily.com, DrudgeReport.com. There's going to be a massive attacks on Rand Paul, Ted Cruz. And it's not that any of us are perfect. We're just men. But the globalists have our phones tapped. The globalists track what we do. The globalists know we're for real. Anyone for real is going to be attacked. You have to understand that, ladies and gentlemen. Because we're here saying Bill of Rights, Constitution, unity, restore the Republic, restore due process, restore the branches of government, restore the Republic. There's been a revolution by offshore corporations to fully seize the federal government and set up a scientific, multi-layered national stabilization force, as Rand Corporation calls it, that is a martial law grid on its face. They had hearings 2 days ago in Congress, and the video is up on Infowars.com right now. Michael Cannon, Cato Institute's Director of Health Policy Studies, testified before a congressional committee about the dangers of the president's legal behavior and went on to say that the president is becoming a dictator and endangering an overthrow of the government. Now, let's be clear. The power structure that funds the Republican leadership and the Democratic leadership that's trying to kill the Libertarian Tea Party because it's the only real opposition right now. The entire power structure is lined up against us, full power, open fire, blasting us right now. You understand that? As America collapses, as the police state marches out, as they shut down everything, as they devalue the dollar, as they try to open the borders completely, America is literally on fire, burning down right now. It is Alamo level, fall of the Alamo collapse, okay? You need to understand that. And we're just desperately trying to have a future for our children, just saying, Bill of Rights, Constitution, they're bankrupting us by design, and it's just we're under total attack, okay? I'm just telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this is. It's all lining up for spectacular wars, spectacular terrorist attacks, real and staged, spectacular political assassinations, spectacular. No one should be bored right now. I mean, what you see lining up, but see, folks never recognize history while it's happening. People look back and go, how did they put up with that? 9 times out of 10, or really about 98% of the time, really, folks have to go through this, and I grieve that we're going to have to go through this, but at least we've got to jump on them historically that people might wake up in the middle of it. Because people hardly ever wake up before the collapse. They usually wake up after or during, but if we've got such a jump on the globalists and their program, their methodology, their mindset, their program, what makes them tick, we know the enemy, and we've emergency broadcast to the military, police, and everybody. And it's not even that the military and police are goody two-shoes on average. It's that they are on the inside. They know this stuff's happening. They know I'm accurate because they're seeing it from the inside. And this program helps them break compartmentalization to see the larger picture. Then they can go verify, even give us more intel. And it's a maximizing, lensing, amplifying effect of understanding. We have the enemy program broken down. And then we can also then, once we understand it, from observing it, we can then go research the enemy, and it's always public. We observe, extrapolate the program, and then later find globalist documents that are word for word our analysis, because historically they run the same programs, only augmented with a new modern twist to it. So we know the entire game plan. We don't know exactly how they're going to hit, when they're going to hit, the exact play-by-play, but we know what this team does. We know who their coaches are. We know what their strategies are. We know what their game plans are. We know where they're going, what they're doing. And if you, as a new listener, understood how evil they were, you would not be afraid. You would be scrambling in absolute survival combat mode right now, ladies and gentlemen, because we are under the food, the water, everything's being poisoned. They are savaging the culture. They are trying to ruin our children. They are attacking the founders. They are attacking Christianity. They are attacking everything. I mean, we are literally facing the most pure evil, and I've studied history, ladies and gentlemen. There has never been anything like this, okay? It's a lot bigger than Obama. He's just one little zit, you know, popping up on the surface. He's just their front man. And my guts are just on fire with the understanding of how real this is. And I want to explain something to people. You can decide to serve this New World Order out of fear or out of a power trip or out of reflected glory, like a moth to flame. Let me explain something. You are targeted by it. You are being destroyed by it. You are being used by it. It is absolutely betrayal. The essence of this is betrayal. The essence of this is getting into evil, getting into totally giving yourself over to it in a satanic trance. That is the only way to describe it, is channeling Satan. The New World Order is literally channeling hell on earth and trying to manifest it. The end game is total death and destruction, with robots inheriting the earth and the elite becoming gods. Now, can you make a deal with that? We're going to come back with all the news straight ahead. It's unbelievable how much important news there is. But we are at a historic crossroads right now where dictatorship is open.
Now you can watch The Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.
Inside CNN headquarters there in New York City, and there was evidence of rot, decay, demoralization, and collapse everywhere. And I came on air and I said, CNN, as it has been known, is imploding, is collapsing. You notice, about a third of them, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, that Warren Buffett's involved in. So already the messages literally off the teleprompter are paid for by IBM, by Microsoft, by Apple, by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Total social engineering. But because no one's news, and you'll get mainline trade publications where it's going to be like infomercials and Discovery Channel and History Channel wrapped in with corporately sponsored fake news. ABC, NBC, CBS, the London Guardian, which is actually a very journalistic outfit in many respects, they have underwritten on articles. Now they're announcing they're basically going to paid programming with paid fake infomercial news that is fully funded by product placement. And no one will tell you, it's in the fine print, it was in the news yesterday and last week, that CNN, you can just type in CNN going to product placement news. Back in January of this year, about 11 months ago, I was in